Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Beetleborgs, The Doctor is in. Frankenbeans' father, Dr. Frankenbeans, has come to visit his son. The Hillhurst monsters don't care for the Doctor and try to think of a way to make him leave without upsetting Frankie. Dr. Frankenbeans tries to perform experiments on the monsters. The Magnivores, meanwhile, bring to life a new monster, Cyber Serpent. According to this month's comic, he's indestructible and stronger than all of the Beetleborgs. The kids try to battle him anyway. They can't beat him and go to ask Flabber for help. The kids make it to Hillhurst only to find the monsters all in pain. They meet Dr. Frankenbeans and he sends Frankie after the kids. Jo uses her super strength to toss Frankie back. Drew uses his telekinesis to bury him under books. Dr. Frankenbeans then explains to the kids that he didn't actually hurt any of the monsters and they'll all feel better later. Flabber returns to normal and tells the kids to ask Dr. Frankenbeans for advice. He tells the kids that if they can't beat Cyber Serpent, they have to outsmart him. The kids plant a comic on the ground and lure Cyber Serpent over it, allowing him to be sent back easier. Dr. Frankenbeans is leaving, and the monsters are all thankful for him now. Frankie cries and creates a small flood. This episode is pretty fun. It's cool to see some depth added to one of the monsters. It only makes sense Frankenbeans is a Frankenstein stand-in, so of course he'd have a Dr. Frankenstein. The twist here is that the Doctor is a loving father. He also happens to be a mad scientist, but even this has a twist. It turns out that while he appears crazy, he knows what he's doing, and in the end improves everyone's lives. The other story going on is good, but very separate. The Beetleborgs have to deal with a monster whose story in the comics isn't concluded. They don't have any clues of how to defeat him, and they won't until the next month's issue comes out. The conclusion comes from combining the A and B plots, which is a good way to handle this kind of story. This episode was written by David Fletcher, who plays Frankie. Probably gave him a little bit of insight into how to write the character. Dr. Baron von Frankenbeans was played by A. Don Altman. There's not much information available on him. He's only credited with Beetleborgs in a short film on IMDb, though there is another A. Don Altman credited as an extra in a movie, and fascinatingly as an announcer in Operation Blue Line, a promotional video featuring the Ninja Turtles. I don't know for sure if this is the same A. Don Altman or not. Cool episode, and a return to Beetleborgs' horror-inspired roots, so that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.